How's it going, guys? This is Brandon from USF1 coming to you with the British Grand Prix preview at Silverstone Circuit in England. As we know, they possibly are going to be this is one of their last Grand Prix they're going to be hosting, as they have threatened to tear up their contract after the 2019 Grand Prix. So we only have this year. We only have basically 3 years left at this circuit, and then we have to find a new home. So what is going to be in store for us, we don't know. But we do know is that we have two homeboys on the grid. As we know, we have two homeboys in this Grand Prix this weekend. That is Lewis Hamilton and Julian Palmer of Renault. Of course, Lewis Hamilton is second in the standings, and Julian Palmer still has 0 points for Renault. But he did manage to edge over his teammate Nico Hulkenberg, who was just nowhere the entire Grand Prix at Austria. So we'll see if he'll be able to replicate that result again in Silverstone. But as you guys know, it is 18 corners, 5.891 kilometers. That is roughly 3.6 miles. And we'll be going around 52 times, covering a total distance 190.346 miles and or 306.332 kilometers in length, with the max speed being 204 miles an hour. That was from last year, so they should be able to pick up speed this year. But of course, drag and everything is a little bit different with these cars. But we will see. Over 70% of the track is full throttle. So as you guys know, certain parts of the track are very, very high speed corners. So you do need some high downforce setups. So there really isn't all that many alternative lines to be taken in these corners to get some fast times. But when the race time starts, we are going to need to see some alternate corners to be able to see some overtakes. So hopefully we see some overtakes. Hopefully it's not like like Sochi or things like that, where there's only like one line into every corner, and he doesn't really enable racing all that much because the track is so narrow, so they can't really pull off an overtake. Anyway, but hopefully they could, with these high downforce setups, you can see some following. Will we see another turn one debacle like we've seen in the Grand Prix from this year? 296 meters until turn one from the start finish line. So we will see if they get bunched up. We'll see if Valtteri Bottas gets another anticipated jump start to the Grand Prix to get a massive advantage. But all I know is that whoever has pole has a very good shot at winning the race outright. So I'm sure Lewis Hamilton will be trying to hit pole again. But will his car fail him again and allow Valtteri and Sebastian Vettel to get ahead of him? But there won't be any grid penalties or anything like that this time, unless like you're McLaren or something. So sorry if you guys hear some water. It is straight up downpouring here in Wisconsin. We actually had some flash floods a couple days ago. Put cars underwater. Put basements flooded. It was horrible. But we still getting rain, and we still have some flash flood warnings going on. So you're gonna hear. I apologize if my sump pump goes off and while we are filming. I'm trying to avoid it, but I can't always avoid water or anything like that. What I'm really, really excited about, not just obviously the British Grand Prix, but we have the very first inaugural New York E-Prix in Brooklyn, New York, where Formula E, I know you guys aren't all a fan of Formula E, but Formula E will be racing in Brooklyn at I think it's like 1.6 miles track in Brooklyn, as I said. It should be hosted by Qualcomm. It should be great to see. I wish I could be there, but New York is over like 1,000 some miles away, and it's not exactly close to me. But Formula One has been trying to get in New York for like, I don't know. Well, they've been talking about it for like the last 10 years or so. But Formula E beat them to it, and hopefully they will be able to host more E-Prix from this time on. And the cars are only getting better. Yes, there is a car swap, and there seems to be a stigma accordance to that. And of course, there's a stigma accordance to the fact that they're an electric vehicle, and they're not a petrol powered or like a gas, like a really loud sounding engine. And they make almost like no sounds, but they do make a lot of sounds while they're racing, and each sound is unique, and each sound actually basically tells you what exactly they're doing, the driver is doing, like hitting the brakes and trying to regen his his battery life, and then you also hear the gear shifts, which I love Formula E about, is the difference between like seasons 1 and 2 is that they all basically had spec cars, spec engines, spec powertrains, everything. Now the cars are getting faster. I think they reach up to like 145 miles an hour now. They also they're in charge of their entire powertrain, so drivetrain, transmission, gearbox, and their overall engine itself. So a lot of them opted for like 3 gears or 4 gears. Some of them opted for like quicker acceleration paces for start from on straight. Some of them want better cornering speed. So you have a bunch of different racing philosophies going on in Formula E, and you get to see a bunch of different setups. And you just don't see one or two teams dominating like you normally do in F1. So far we've had, I think, like 4 different race winners throughout this season itself. Of course, they usually have 2 Grand Prix, 2 E-Prix throughout the weekend at some of these big cities, and they do here in New York. They have a race on Saturday and on Sunday. It should be great to see. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys tune in. I think it's going to be the Formula One race is going to be held on NBC Sportsnet, and usually the E-Prix, Formula E is usually hosted on Fox Sports or some things like that. I'm not too sure about any of my viewers outside of the United States. I'm sorry I don't have that information, and I hope you guys can find it. It will be aired in New York. I think it's around like 1 p.m. I'll try to find the race information and put it in the description box. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys check out both of those races. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. Hope you guys have a good day, better than my rainy day. I'm Brandon from USF1. Peace.